Salvete discipuli. Today's lesson is the second lesson in Chapter 10 for Latin for the New Millennium, and it is third declension adjectives. Okay, so all of the adjectives that we have learned up until now have been for second declension adjectives. And what that means is that when you decline them based on their gender, they follow either the first declension, second declension masculine, or second declension neuter. But now you're going to learn a set of adjectives who are going to follow the third declension, and more specifically, the third declension I stem. Okay, so third declension adjectives, let's get some info about these guys. They follow the third declension I stem pattern. To be a little bit more specific, they actually follow the third declension I stem, and in the singular they follow the neuter I stem pattern. Then you'll see what I mean in just a second. The nominative of third declension adjectives can take three forms. You can have three distinct endings for the masculine, feminine, and neuter. For example, acer, acris, acre. This is the masculine form, the feminine form, and the neuter form in the nominative singular. The majority, excuse me, of third declension adjectives are going to have just one ending in the masculine and feminine nominative singular, and then a distinct one for the neuter. So all masculine and feminine adjectives are going to have fortis for these types of adjective, whereas the neuter is forte. And then there's one in which the nominative singular is the same for masculine, feminine, and neuter, and is only distinctive in the genitive, and the genitive now important for noun base. So, excuse me, adjective base. So to get the adjective base for three ending or two ending declension adjectives, third declension adjectives, you're going to take the is ending off of the feminine form. Now, for the first type of third declension adjective, that means there's a distinct ending from which you're going to remove that is ending. For the two ending ones, right, this group, you're going to take that is ending off of the masculine and feminine, okay? For the ones that only have one nominative singular for all three genders, like felix, felicus, you're going to remove the is ending from the genitive to get the adjective base, okay? And as we go through, we'll look at the adjective base for all of these adjectives. Okay, so let me give you an example of the first one, acer, acris, acre. Now, I recognize that this is going to take a couple of minutes for you guys to pause and write down all these charts, but it's very important that you do, so I expect these to be in your notes tomorrow when I look at them. Excuse me, so for the masculine singular, feminine singular, neuter singular, there's these three distinct endings for the nominative and vocative singular. After that, acris, 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 acri, 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 acrem, acrem, acre, because remember the neuter law, whatever the nominative ending is, the same as the accusative singular. And then notice that the ablative singular ending is a long I. You do not have that E ending like you would expect in normal third declension endings. This is third declension I stem neuter in the singular ablative only, okay? So all three of these forms is going to have the long I, so not a short E. Acres, acres, acria, and then in the genitive, just notice that I-A-U-M, acrium, 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 acrobus, 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 acres, acres, acria, and then acrobus, acrobus, acrobus. Okay, exactly what you would expect. Now, in this next slide, I'm going to be setting up for you guys a paradigm of how to decline this word in complement with a noun. Now, just like any adjective that you've learned before this, the or the us, adjectives. These third declension adjectives can describe any noun as long as they're the same gender, number, and case. Okay. So, animus, animi is masculine, so we're going to need to use the masculine form of acer, acris, acre in the nominative singular. And then we need to get our adjective base, which we get from removing this is ending from the feminine form, which means that our adjective base is going to be ACR, okay, and that's onto which you're going to add all these other endings, okay? So, animus acer, a sharp mind, animi acris, of the sharp mind, animo acri, animum acrem, animo acre, animi acres, animorum acrium, animis acribus, animos acres, and animis acribus, okay? Now, when we're dealing with one of these two-ending third declension adjectives in the nominative singular, notice that this fortis is both masculine and feminine nominative, and then we have a distinct neuter ending, okay? So fortis, fortis, forte. In the genitive, it's fortis. In the dative, forti. And the accusative is going to be fortem, fortem, forte, again, because of that neuter law. And then forti, forti, forti. In the plural, fortes, fortes, fortia, fortium, 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 fortibus, 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 fortes, fortes, fortia, and fortibus, fortibus, fortibus. Okay, so if we have and the neuter noun animal, animalis, okay, we have our adjective fortis, forte. We're going to use this form forte to describe animal because this is the neuter nominative singular. Fortis is both masculine and feminine. Don't forget, however, that we need to get our adjective base, and that is by removing the is ending from the feminine, in this case masculine and feminine, form of the adjective, which means that our adjective base is, of course, fort. Okay? So if we're going to talk about a brave animal, we have animal forte, animalis fortis, animali forti, animal forte, and again, that neuter law, animali forti. Remember that animalis is a third declension neuter I stem because it ends in that al in the nominative singular. And then, of course, for the plural, animalia fortia, animalium fortium, animalibus fortibus, animalia fortia, and animalibus fortibus. Okay. The last kind of adjective that you have to know about, excuse me, is felix, felicus. This is, again, one of those ones that has the entire masculine, feminine, and neuter. Nominative singular is going to be felix, but then felicus is our genitive. So felix, 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 felicus, 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 felici, 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 felicum, felicum, felix. And again, the reason for this is because our neuter nominative singular is going to be the same as our accusative singular neuter. So that neuter law still stays in place. Felici, 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 felices, felices, felicia, felicium, 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 felicibus, 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 felices, felices, felicia, felicibus, felicibus, felicibus. So, we want this adjective to describe our masculine noun rex regus, which is a king. Again, remember that you're going to get your adjective base from the genitive form, which is felicus. So that's going to give us an adjective base of felic, okay? So nominative, rex felix, regus felicus, regi felici, regum felicum, and then rege felici. And again, it's because no matter what the gender of the third declension adjective, you have this long I in the ablative singular. But because this is a regular third declension noun, rex regus is, it has that regular E ending in the ablative singular, okay? Okay, in the plural, reges felices, regum felicium, and again, regum, rex regus is not an I stem, so there's no I here, just regum felicium, regibus felicibus, reges felices, and regibus felicibus. All right, you do need to have notes on all of these charts to help you to reinforce these endings, to help you write them out and hopefully begin to remember them. So I will look at your notes tomorrow, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Walete.